We are home from French Polynesia, and it was the best trip we have maybe ever been on in our entire lives.
And we want to give you the top 5 things that we did while we were in French Polynesia in Tahiti and Moorea.
The fifth thing that we would recommend doing is snorkeling with humpback whales. Now, we did not really have the best experience, and we didn't actually get to see the whales while we were underwater. We saw a lot from the boat, but I've heard a lot of amazing stories from it, and I think that if everything did work out in your favor, it would be the most incredible experience. Probably the first thing that we would recommend doing. It just didn't work out for us, but we still think that it would be worth giving it a try. So that's why I put it at number 5.
Yeah, and even though we tried it twice and it didn't work out either time, it was still fun enough to even put it in our top 5 because we were still out in the open ocean trying to chase after the humpback whales. And we did get a good show from the boat, even though we didn't actually get to see them in the water.
Yeah.
It was still great. And man, we recommend that to everyone, and it will rank number 1 if you're actually able to do it. The fourth best thing that we did in French Polynesia was visit a black sand beach. This was so amazing. We had never been to a black sand beach, and it was just so fun to be out there. We were just like playing in the sand for such a long time, and especially the water was so clear. This was when we were in Tahiti, and so we just got to see the sunrise on our very first day in Tahiti over the ocean, and we just like spent so much time there just admiring like its beauty.
It was so crazy, like looking at the sand and being like, why isn't this white? Like it was like pure black, and that's because of all the volcanoes. Or Tahiti is a volcano, so it's black from the ash and stuff. So definitely check out at Black Sand Beach while you are in Tahiti. They are absolutely stunning. Okay, and number 3, this is when it's getting really good, guys. We did a tour in Moorea. It was glass kayaking, and it was so cool. We got to just kayak through the whole lagoon, and the water is like so bright blue and so clear, and you can see through the kayak, and we literally would see sharks going underneath us and fish, and just the scenery was unreal. And we got to pull over at like a sandbar for a little while and snorkel and then swim with sharks and stingrays. So definitely, if you are in Moorea, do a glass kayak tour.
Yeah, this was one of the very last things that we did while we were in Moorea. And like, it was just so fun to be in the kayak, being able to look all around you and below you at all of the beauty in the ocean. And I just spent so much time just soaking up like the views that we had of the island. And you know, it was relaxing, but it was also a little bit of exercise too, because we had to kayak kind of far.
True.
Just so fun.
Yeah.
The second best thing that we did in French Polynesia was an island tour in Tahiti. This was the Papamo'o Valley tour, where we spent like 9 hours from like 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. just like touring the entire island of Tahiti. And we went right through the heart of Tahiti. It was so amazing. We found a dirt road, and we just started climbing up the giant mountain of an island that it is. And we climbed all the way up to the crater that, you know, kind of formed the entire island. And we got to eat up there at a restaurant. We got to, you know, try some fish that was very popular in Tahiti. And then we spent another couple of hours driving all the way down the other side of Tahiti. And it was just breathtaking the entire time. Hundreds of waterfalls and probably hundreds more that we didn't even see. Like, yeah, just amazing. It's so hard to describe because just like it was just amazing.
And I just want to say that, like, we were not driving. Like, Jacob made it sound like we were driving. Like, we didn't just find this road and do it. Like, it's called the Papano'o Valley Tour, and it takes you through the center of Tahiti. And the cliffs are, like, so jagged, and, like, it's a little stressful at times because you're in the back of a 4-wheel drive truck, and it's open, and it's, like, 1,000-foot drop. But the views were like the most amazing things we've maybe ever seen. So definitely do it.
Yeah, you cannot drive that road by yourself. If you rent a car there, you're not going to make it. These people are like trained to drive on these roads, and it is really scary at some points, but they're totally in control, so you don't have to worry about that. But there are some times where the drivers might have to get out of the car and repair the roads a little bit so that they can actually drive over it.
Yep.
So we have a whole video on that, and we just can't describe it in like all of its beauty because it's just amazing. But yeah.
And the number one thing that you have to do when you are in Tahiti or Moorea or any of the other islands of French Polynesia is, to no one's surprise, go snorkeling. The snorkeling there are no words. We got to snorkel with black-tip sharks, stingrays, parrotfish, angelfish, turtles, like everything you can imagine was there. And the coral was unreal, and the water was so clear and beautiful. The number one like snorkeling spots that we would recommend were first in Moorea, the black tip sharks and stingrays, which is in the lagoon. Second would be at Hotel Kavika. Actually, you can just snorkel right off their dock for free, and the coral and the fish there are so bright and beautiful, and it's free, so that's nice. And the third spot that we would do is actually in Tahiti, the island of Tahiti, and that's where we got to snorkel with a plane crash, a ton of sea turtles, stingrays, tons of fish. So don't just pass over Tahiti and go snorkeling somewhere else. Definitely do a snorkel tour in Tahiti because you can see lots of pretty things there as well.
Yeah, of course, if you want to check out any of these spots, you know, we have videos on all of it. And so if you want to check out the playlist that we have for French Polynesia, I believe it'll be right over here, as well as another video over here. And if you want to subscribe, it'll be right in the middle. And we so appreciate you watching this video, and we will see you next time.
And you guys should definitely go to French Polynesia. Okay, bye.